Okay.
Open up for questions for Coach Barnes.
So, the team just fought the entire game. That's what I saw from it. What did you?
I didn't think the entire game. I thought first half, I thought we were just really passive and complacent and letting Southern Utah kind of do what they want. I didn't think there was a sense of urgency. And I know that that's kind of the nature of the time of year. The games before Christmas break, they're always the toughest games. But I felt like we didn't play with like pride of being at home and didn't play with like a sense of urgency at all. So that's why I changed the starting lineup at half. Because I wanted people that are going to go in and play hard. And Lindsay's one of those kids that always plays hard.
Why do you think we keep getting off onto a slow start, and what do you think we need to do to correct that?
I think that we need some people to step up leadership-wise. I think that, you know, a lot of times we always say you practice like you play. I think the same nonchalant attitude it's hard for me to correct because I can't bench people. So it's tough. So I think the bench is the best teacher, and sometimes if you see that, you can no ball pressure or something, you can pull people, but I don't have that luxury sometimes, so it's hard. And I just did it tonight just regardless. But so I think that, and some players know they're going to play 38 minutes, or they know they're going to play 35. So just letting them know that's not the standard, and I think you always have to compete and play hard. I don't think that's not a question. So the slow starts, I don't know. It could be leadership. It could be just you know, you're overlooking or you're not focused, and we're trying to work on that. But we had the opposite problem before. We'd start strong and then we'd be slow after halftime. So just trying to work through that and figure out why.
Were you a little surprised that the team went to 2 overtimes?
Yes.
Because last game, they just lost their legs.
Yeah, you know, because I mean, if you look at the stats, Sam Thomas played 49 minutes. So I thought that playing with fouls and playing tough all the way down the stretch, that showed character. So to me, we played harder later in the game than we did even early in the game. So I was proud for that. I thought that they really fought. And Destiny, you know, made some post moves that she hasn't made in a while. She asserted herself down there. Jalea still missed a lot of layups, but she was still playing hard. And they played a lot of minutes. So I was surprised 2 overtimes, and it was ugly. But I'm just happy we were able to get a win.
What did you think about that game-winning three?
I thought it was huge. We ran a couple different things, and I thought Jalea did a really good job of not forcing what wasn't there. We had a couple options in the plays, and normally in the past, I think she would have ran somebody over and forced it, but she drew through people and she kicked it to the open person, so I thought it was a beautiful play. And I thought a sign of growth tonight was Marley Kyle. She played a lot of really key minutes. She was key when Lucia went out, and she did a really good job of making good decisions. You know, passing to the open shooters, being unselfish, and just really looking to for the things that we asked her to look for on film. So that was good to see.
And Cat got a group back tonight.
She did. And what I love about Kat's, all the stuff we work on, she's not only a three-point shooter. So we work on her being able to put the ball on the floor and get to the basket because she's so strong. And so she did that a couple times. I think she missed a couple layups, but they're still good, strong moves. And then her three is easier to go to when she can take people off the dribble, too. So I thought she took really good shots. She was a great teammate. She played good defense, and she had a really good game.
The team seemed much more composed at the end of the game and in overtime. What do you tell young teams in these late game situations?
Just one possession at a time, and, you know, just try to tell them the situation that we're in. So sets we're trying to look for, how many timeouts we have. So if you have a tough time getting the ball, okay, you can use this timeout. And just try to calm them and try to not be rattled, even though it's stressful. And just put them in the situations. And I thought the bench did a really good job, and they were staying composed. No one was stressed. We had to play defense and ball pressure and talk and communicate. I thought Marley did a good job of that. Because with Lucia out, it's hard because Lucia's usually the ball's in her hands so much. But I thought they did a good job. And Sam Thomas and Destiny were controlling the boards. I mean, together 27 rebounds. It's huge.
How big is this win for going into conference play?
It's really big, regardless of who it's against. It's an important win. It's an important win for a young team. I think the hardest games to lose as a professional player, as a college coach, it's the games right before the break. Because when you lose the game before the break, you sit and you think about it the entire break. And for a young team, I think that'd be really hard. We've had tough non-conference, and we've been in a lot of games, so just the confidence of being able to pull out a game is important. And we need some momentum going in the Pac-12s. Pac-12s are coming fast, and it's going to come very strong. So I think just the morale of the team after this win is just important. And you go home on a good note because, we have Utah and Colorado the first weekend. That's in a week. So it's going to get really fast.
What specifically does your team need to work on going into the conference?
There's a list of things. The first thing is just solid defensively. We've got to do a better job of keeping people in front of us. We've got to do a better job on the boards. We have to be more disciplined in some of the things that we do. Being able to finish plays with the box out. We're really good when we're moving the ball, sharing the ball, and we have to do that and take high percentage shots. But we're not good when we're, forcing it through three people, and then it's a disaster in transition defense. So there's a lot of areas we have to get better in. We have to be able to put more sets in and different quick hitters because everything's scouted at this point. So we got to put in some different defenses because we have to be creative. We're not going to be a team that can play 1 or 2 defenses and win games. We're going to have to play 4 or 5. So, but then also the thing is being able to conserve our players and get better is the challenge because you can't practice a lot when you're playing so many minutes. So that's going to be interesting. So you're going to have to learn through film and different things, and that's hard for a young team. But it's doable. We're going to have to do it. You got to do what you got to do, right? So.
What did you kind of say to your team after the last loss that maybe helped them through this?
Well, just every possession counts. So whether it's the free throw box that you miss or it's the 3 turnovers in a row, those things are learning things. So we watched a lot of film on that and just understanding the flow of the game. If you gave up 6 points in a row, you don't go up and take a quick shot. Or if they just scored 6 points in a row, you need to get stops. So just every possession matters. You have to play hard for 40 minutes or however long it takes. If you don't play hard for 3 minutes, you lose the game by 4 points, 2 points. So and those we've lost a lot of games like that. So just every possession, every box out, everything matters in the course of a game, and you need to play with intensity and heart for the whole game. You can't just pick and choose. You can't conserve yourself. It's better for the starters to tell me, hey, I need a second to, sit down and take a breather, and then I'll put you back in versus going out and conserving like on plays, because it just doesn't work like that. So just the consistency, and I think that's how it's going to be with the young team. Marley's going to have games for 0 for 9. She's a freshman. But it's how she responds. And I talked a lot about character, too. It's easy when things are going well. It's easy when you're winning games. But to me, your true character shows when you're losing games and when things are hard. Like, how do you react when it's tied and it's your double overtime? Like, it's easy when you're up by 30 points, but are you bringing your team together? Are you being vocal? Or are you, clamping up? So those kind of things, it's just the process of teaching that stuff, because I just don't think they really know. And a player like Sam Thomas, she's never lost this much. So it's hard. She's always trying to find ways. So for her, it's not the quantity. It's not going to do extra work. It's getting better in different things. It's watching more film. So, just all of those teaching things. There's teaching moments with this team every single day on and off the court. So that's why I talk a lot about the process of winning. It's a process. It's what it feels like. It's how do you bounce back after a loss? Like, how do you stay focused and take care of your body during the break? It's all those things that it's constant teaching for this young team.
Anything else?
No, good, okay. All right, thanks. Merry Christmas, you guys. You too.
All right, what went through your mind when you hit that game-winning three?
Honestly, I wasn't thinking until after the shot went in. I was like, oh my God, yes. But I wasn't thinking when I shot it. It was just kind of a reflex.
What did you guys do to win tonight?
I think just us coming together as a team. She emphasizes a lot, Coach Barnes emphasizes a lot, team defense and team offense, and just playing together.
You guys started off the first quarter shooting 21%, 0 for 5 from 3. What did you do in the second quarter and the rest of the game, the next 5 quarters, I guess, to ultimately win?
Well, I think what we realized was we were shooting a lot of threes, but we weren't hitting them. So what we had to do was attack the basket, which we did, and then it kind of opened up the outside game, and Jay started hitting threes, and we kind of, I think at the beginning we were kind of forcing it a little bit instead of letting the game come to us, and then we turned that around and we changed our hustle. So
What did you do defensively? Because in the first quarter they shot 57% from 3, and in the final game they
I mean, what I told the team was to get up on everybody on the three-point line and that we have help. And I think that can be an issue sometimes for us because we're not necessarily up because we're afraid of getting beat. And I think just me telling them, like, oh, I got you, like, we got your back, made us, like, pressure more.
With both of you guys being upperclassmen, what do you hope to inspire with the underclassmen on your team?
Just confidence and hustle. I think that's kind of the keys to winning basketball games. And what's amazing is that, yes, as upperclassmen, we instill that in them, but I think they kind of came in with that too. I think Sam Thomas plays every single game extremely hard. You don't have to remind her of that at all. So I think for us, it's just showing that every day in practice and on the floor in games and being that example.
I like to lead more as example instead of talking. I think for me, sometimes, like, I'm not there in the first half, and then I come out in the second half, and I think just me showing that, let the game come to you, like, it'll come. You don't have to like rush your shots, or you don't have to get frustrated because it'll come to you.
Renew Reed had 22 points and shot 50%. What did you think about her performance tonight?
14.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was definitely hard to guard. I think I had to guard her for a lot of it. Kind of shifty. I mean, good player.
Yes.
With both of you being a significant impact on our team as upperclassmen, what do you think your role is as a female athlete in general to inspire for the youth?
I think I like to think that we can do just as much as guys can do, especially if we work at it. I mean, some of the things we may have to work harder at, but I think girls basketball is the most fundamental thing ever because we're not jumping out the gym and throwing alley-oops, so yeah.
And I think, I mean, I said it before, it really is just setting the example. The ball girls that were at our game today were the same ones that were at the camp over the summer. So kind of seeing that and remembering their faces and having them remember who we are, I think that in and of itself is kind of leading the way for them because they get to see what we're doing and how hard we work to get to where we are, and that for them is inspiring. So.
Do you have anything to say about Jaylee Bennett performance tonight?
Jalee's a beast.
Yeah.
She came in and, like I said, she knocked down some threes. She had really just a good all-around offensive game. Had a couple blocks in there, and I think we rely on Jay a lot, especially on the offensive end. When she's hitting, we're on as a team. So, yeah.
I think sometimes she gets too down on herself. She's too hard on herself. I mean, like, everyone misses layups every now and then, but I think she makes up for it on the defensive end with a steal or with a block or with a charge. So I really like playing with her. She's just so aggressive and really energetic and fun to play with.
Cool. That's all.
Anything else?
And what are you guys looking forward to going into conference play?
And me personally, I'm looking forward to playing against the post players and seeing like what I can really do because this is my first year being the center or being the 5 player and having to go against bigger and like stronger players. So seeing what I can do and then also seeing how the freshmen take that in because we haven't really played like teams that are like Pac-12 or like bigger players and stuff like that. So just seeing how they react to it too.
I've actually never played against any Pac-12 team before, so I think this is a really great way to gauge my own game. But I'm extremely excited for it. That's the reason why I came here, so I can't wait.
Anything, BJ?
Yeah, you got your shooting groove back tonight. What was it about tonight that you seem to have, you felt it?
I think the reason why I felt it from 3 is because I looked to attack first. I think I opened up the floor for myself because previously my 3-point shot was not falling and I was forcing it too much and I was thinking about it too much. So if I add another piece to my game, I'll open up more options for myself. So I was attacking tonight. That was the difference.
And that last shot, was that, looked like it was drawn up for you?
No, it wasn't. We were trying to draw up an ISO for Jalea. and then she got doubled, and I was open. So
And that was huge.
I know. It was crazy.
And I was on deadline, so I had to rewrite my story like 3 times. So afterwards, what was it? You guys were excited? Did you jump on her? Did you whatever? I know you had to come down and play play defense, but
I usually am not the kind of player to jump on, like, my teammates or whatever. I might give them a high five, like, oh, good job, because I'm tired, good job. But when she made that shot, like, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I was jumping on her and everything, and because I was like, man, that was a really good shot.
and you guys just fought like you never gave up. I mean, the first quarter you came out, the shots weren't falling, but your defense was there, and you were still in the game. Then you started the run in the second quarter, and then through the 2 overtimes, you just kept fighting. It was a little something that we've seen a little bit of it, but not too much. I mean, what was going through you guys, your minds when you were playing this game? 'Cause
Well, we didn't want to lose because we have 4 days of break. No one wants to sit on a loss. And then going into conference, you want to have momentum. We're starting away, so we wanted to win. And I think Jalea kept talking about it. It just kind of wasn't an option to lose.
Good?
Thanks.
All right, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget the juice. Oh, I will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.